Hello, guys. Welcome to my channel. This is probably your first time here, so thank you for stopping by.
40, you're gonna want kids. Stop saying y'all don't want kids. That's a damn lie.
Have you considered that some men don't want to have children? They just want to make children. They don't want to raise them, but they want their child to carry his last name. Some men only have children because they'll have a built in maid, cook, house cleaner, shopper. But have you also considered that some women don't want to have children because they fear a lack of support? Being high risk for postpartum depression, fear of not being able to recover mentally or physically because of the changes incurred by pregnancy.
I struggle every fucking day to take care of my damn self. I don't want to spend money on anyone who's not me. I have no desire to deal with tantrums in the fucking grocery store. Speaking of the grocery store, I don't want to have to think about picking up somebody, packing up all their shit in addition to all of my shit, only to go to the grocery store and have it take 2 times as long because I am focused on not losing my fucking kid. No. I don't want to go to Little League practice. I don't want to wake up early on the weekends. I want to be able to fucking sleep at night. I want to be able to go on a vacation or go on a date and not have to think about finding a fucking babysitter. And those are all reasons that have nothing to do with fucking pregnancy. I don't think I have the desire to be pregnant. I don't want my nose to swell. I don't want my feet to swell. I don't want my teeth to fall out. I don't want to find out later after I had a baby that you have to put on a freaking ice diaper, or the fact that when you're breastfeeding that you can literally get a milk duct in your armpit. No, none of that sounds fun to me. And we haven't even talked about the fact that you're pushing a whole 8-pound person out of your fucking no. Now, women in general don't owe you any reason as to why they do or do not want to have children, but the fact of the matter is having kids is work. And if you're not 100% sure that you want to put in the work to have a child, then you have no business having a child. They're a whole ass human being that has to go throughout this life on their own with adequate preparation, and they don't deserve to be traumatized because I didn't actually want them to be here. They didn't ask to be here, and that's not fair to them. So no. And I genuinely believe that the only people who are concerned about dying alone and having someone to wipe their ass when they're in their nursing home, it's men. It is 100% men. And let's not even get me started on the fact that having children for the sake of ensuring that you have somebody to take care of you.
Tell us a message to your future grandkids.
I don't want kids, but if I did, I'd want them to know I was hot, I had fun, and I had really good friends.
Why don't you want kids?
I hate kids.
Name 5 things you hate about kids the most.
They're small, they poop, they talk, they cry, and you have to be pregnant, and that's disgusting.
You don't want to be pregnant ever?
No, I don't.
What if one of your brothers had a kid and then for some reason they had to like go to war or something and you had to take care of their kid?
What war?
I don't
What
know.
are we talking about? I don't know. I probably wouldn't.
Okay, so what? They're just
Women don't want kids thing. I think that is just an insult to every single woman.
You want to know what I think is insulting? Men watching women go through pregnancy and childbirth, yet still not taking the initiative to be an active participant in helping raise the child that their partner sacrificed their body for. I think it's insulting that men continue to beg women to have their children when they have every intention of leaving that woman to raise the child on her own. I think it's insulting that despite not being ready to be a father, y'all still purposefully try to knock women up. I think it's insulting that despite not having the ability to become pregnant and give birth, that men still have the audacity to open their mouths and tell women what we should do with our bodies. It is 2023, and from here on out, we are going to say what we really want to say and go. And what you want to say is, I desperately want a family, but the women I date don't find me to be a suitable father. Check your demographic, because the reason women don't want kids anymore all boils down to men and the world they created.
One thing men hate more than women with children: single child-free women who don't center their lives around them. I mean, what else do I need to say? Just comment said everything. What else do I need to say? And until they understand why this whole male loneliness epidemic is only going to get worse. It's going to get worse because if they can't see why more and more women don't want children, don't want marriage, don't want to live with a man, would rather be single, etc., etc., if they don't open their damn eyes, I actually kind of feel sorry for them. I mean, not enough to do something about it, and not enough to do the work for them, but just enough to make me feel like, hey, maybe you should do something about it before it's too late. I said this before, but a lot of these people still think it's 1950. And they're wondering why they don't have their 1950s housewife who cooks and cleans and stays barefoot and pregnant.
I ask my dad, why should I want kids? He asks me, who is going to take care of me when I get old? Some women have kids because they got pressured by society or they want to feel unconditional love. There are many reasons for having kids, and there are also many reasons for not wanting children, but we should all respect each other's choices. Some men see the only purpose of women as reproductive machines. For some men, getting a woman pregnant is not about being a father, it's about leaving their marks. They will never marry the woman they have kids with, but they want to have access to the woman whenever they want.
I'm above average, and my legacy is me.
That's so fucking selfish, bruh.
Selfish. Actually, it's selfish to have kids because you think that you're so great that you're going to pass on something great to your kids, to the world. You're not that great.
Not all fucking
pregnancies
are planned, bro. Like, niggas just have kids out the blue for
that's
real.
not what we're talking about, though. We're talking about a legacy, right? We're talking about a planned legacy.
Okay, yeah, you're right, but not everybody's having kids for legacies, though, is what I'm saying.
That's what you just brought up, though.
I know, but...
So what the fuck are you talking about?
Just like you,
you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about anymore.
About just not getting married at all. Bro.
You just said that you want to have kids, but now you're saying that you don't want to get married?
No, I didn't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you not to get married, or just telling people at home not to get married. But your qualifications.
How you gonna tell people not to get married when you want to get married?
Ma'am, when did I ever say I wanted to get married?
You said you want to have 3 or 4 kids.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with marriage, though?
Wow, so you want to be a baby father? Niggas never want to do right. Niggas never want to do right.
Look,
so you're okay being a baby father? Kid, and your life becomes about the kid. I want my life to be about me.
Oh, you selfish.
I just saw a video of a woman who did not want kids initially. She got married to a man who does want kids, or so he claimed. But when the kid got here, guess what happened? I'm pretty sure you can guess what happened. All of a sudden, he can't handle being a father. He can't handle taking care of a child. How convenient. Some of these men will say they want a child just to say they want a child, just because it sounds good. But they really don't have a clue how hard it is to take care of a child because they think it's going to be your job to do it. If you don't want children and your man wants children, I do not care how compatible you guys are. I don't care how well y'all get along. I don't care how much y'all love each other. It ain't going to work. You cannot compromise on a child. You cannot compromise on a human being. You are going to end up resenting that child. And you also going to end up resenting that man because now you're stuck with both of them for at least 18 years.
Can I ask a question about kids?
Yeah.
What's your feelings on them?
In my 20s, I would have said, absolutely must have kids. I want them. At 30, I started questioning if that was just something that society's told me that I've wanted. There's not a lot of men I meet that I think they'd be great fathers. And so I kind of don't have that instinct to like procreate with them because I'm like, oh, I don't know if this would be an equal parenting relationship. My mom had like a very Britney Spears moment where she just like shaved her head. She was raising all 3 of us. My dad was in Afghanistan for like a 6-month tour. Understandably, she had a little mentee B. You know, she had a little mental breakdown. Shaved her head one night, was super drunk, screaming, crying. And she was like, she grabbed me by the shoulders and she was like, don't have kids. Don't make the mistake I did. Have a career. Be someone.
Okay, the one thing that women can do that man can't is have kids.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? If you're not having kids, feel like you're useless being a woman.
Sir, let me tell you something. Just because I got a baby oven don't mean I gotta turn it on. Being a mother or not being a mother speaks absolutely nothing to a person's womanhood. A woman having kids is not mandatory. We don't have to do it. And if we choose to not do it, it doesn't make us useless. This has to be a form of dehumanization. It just has to be. Because are you forgetting that we're still people? And the crazier thing is when a woman actually becomes a mother, she just gets identified as a mother. A lot of mothers end up losing who they are as a person. Parenthood is definitely a different ball game, but I know y'all see the difference in the standard that women are held to versus men when it comes to being a parent. Whether a woman becomes a mother or not, y'all completely strip her of her identity as an individual. Like literally, what y'all have done to women is y'all take away our identity and make it seem as if we live for other people, that we're living for whoever our husband is going to be, that we're living for whoever our children are going to be, that we're living for everybody but ourselves. Y'all see us as service. Y'all don't see us as people. Y'all think we constantly have a job to do, that we constantly have duties to fulfill for other people and never for ourselves. And that actually now explains why men think that we do everything for them. Like why we put on makeup, why we wear this, why we do this, why we do that. In their mind, they have already made up that we have dedicated our lives to just doing shit for them. And before I end this video, I want to say this last. Y'all are the same group of people comparing mothers to used cars. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We're wrong if we don't have children. We're wrong if we do have children. Y'all will make women feel like they have to be mothers so bad just to dehumanize them and compare them to used objects. So realistically, we're damned if we do and we damned if we don't. So ladies, do what the hell you want to and don't let no ass.
If a man said he didn't want kids, no one would bat an eye. And if a man was married and decided with his wife not to have kids, the women would not be bothered by anyone because it is not really about women not wanting kids. It's about women having a choice. If a man makes the decision, then that is okay. I was watching a video about pregnant women getting unalived and down in the comment section. People were going crazy, implying that she brought it on herself because her partner didn't want the child and she decided to keep it, and that's why he unalived her. Some men don't want kids, they want the title, so imagine being with someone like that, and for the first month he is happy, he wants the kids and all, and then 5 months down the line, things get hard, your hormones kicks, he will leave because that is not what he signed up for. I will say this, if you ever get trapped, drop the child to his dad and go about your business.
When I tell people I don't want to have kids or I don't want to be married and they tell me, oh, no, you're going to change your mind. You're going to meet a guy and you're going to change your mind on those decisions. I always ask them, do you think I'm stupid? And then they'll try to save themselves with some bullshit of, no, it just takes the right one. Da, da, da. But I love to follow up that conversation with, am I stupid? Because you must think I'm stupid to be 28 years old and have been making decisions up until this point in my life that have got me here. But that one really big decision of having a kid or being married, I don't know about that. I don't know myself that much. Or you're telling me that that decision is actually not mine, and that even though I've decided and I've told you I'm not going to be doing these two things, it's actually going to take another man's opinion and decision on my body whether or not we're going to have kids. Like, you must think I'm weak, I'm stupid. Which one is it? Choose one way to diss me. How are you going to choose all of them? I recommend you use this because although that person will never speak to you again, it does give you that chance to go head to head with someone who has like deep-rooted misogyny living in them. And honestly, those people need to be shutted up.
I saw this video of this man and woman on a podcast, and I can't find it or else I'd stitch it, but it's basically this guy saying like, oh, well, when do you want to have kids? And the woman's like, oh, like, I'm not having kids. I don't want them. And the man says something along the lines of, what do you mean you're not having kids? Like, that's literally what your purpose is. And that just really rubbed me the wrong way. So my husband and I don't want kids. We're not having any. And before we got married, we had a couple conversations about children because you should not be marrying somebody if you're not on the same page about kids. I did a lot of reflecting because I was like, wait, do I want kids? And then I realized for me personally, I did not want kids. And the reason I thought I wanted them was because society had ingrained it so much in my brain that was like what I was supposed to be doing. Other side of that, I also went through this really rough time where I felt like there was something wrong with me as a woman and have this natural maternal instinct. And I felt bad about myself because I was like, why don't I want to have kids? Why don't I want to be a mother? Like, why don't I want to raise a child? And like, what's wrong with me that I'm not feeling these like feelings I'm supposed to naturally want to feel? Always going to be outside noise of people telling you what's best for you. But if you follow that, you'll never be happy. So at the end of the day, you just got to do what's best for you anyway. If you want to have kids, have them. If you don't want to have kids, don't have them. But just know that your sole purpose on this planet, if you're somebody who can reproduce, is not that.
A mother or someone's wife, you're worthy before that. You've been very vocal about not wanting to have children ever, but I'm curious, are there ever times when you see a cute little baby and you think, maybe? No, never. Okay. I never think that.
I don't want kids at all, and I feel, I'm very career driven. Do you know what I mean? I like the fact that I can do what I want when I want to do it. I've got no responsibilities, I've got no ties. I'm a little bit selfish.
You don't have to think you're selfish, it's your choice. And when people say to me, oh, you've taken a very selfish decision not to have kids, as if
it's like, hang on, I haven't. I've just done what I want to do with my life, and that's fine.
I don't want to be, I have no desire to have a child of my own.
I'm surprised by that.
Why?
Because I think you'd be a good mother.
Well, that's sweet of you, but you wouldn't know what kind of mother I would be.
I can imagine. I read the books. You're very loyal, you're very loving, you're very generous.
I feel like there's
you're
a lot.
Big-hearted.
Well, thank you.
These are all qualities that make a good mother.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.